Today's game on KFJB-TV is sponsored by First Rate Real Estate, Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, Assured Partners, Brown's Shoe Fit, Central State Bank, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, Eye Care Associates, Hy-Vee Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, Marshalltown School District, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sandvik Enterprises, Scooters, Marshalltown, Sports Plus, State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors, Members First Community Credit Union, Van Wyck Wood Builders.
Welcome to the Roundhouse. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Doze alongside me. It is the Polar Bears and the Bobcats coming up here tonight. We're at halftime of the girls' game, 37-8. Yeah. Bobcats currently lead. What have you seen in this girls' game? I mean, back-to-back nights, it seems like this team has started off really hot and kept up momentum early on.
Well, it was 27-2 at the end of one, and really I think it's that rotation of getting in your backup guards. When you look at Mallory Meyer and when you look at Halstead, and then Morgan Hildebrandt came in, knocked down another three. She's really shot the ball much better since coming back from concussion. This is all about getting ready for Lincoln as it comes up on Wednesday night. So nice tune-up for the Cats.
Yeah, it really is. And, of course, they already know their postseason assignment, which is going to be Wednesday right here at home, as they'll take on a team they've already played twice this year, the Lincoln Rail Splitters. You know, it's hard to beat a team three times in 1 year. The Bobcats, though, have handled Lincoln. Their last matchup inside the Roundhouse didn't quite handle them like they did the first time around, but this is a team that looks like since they found out their postseason assignment and all that kind of stuff, it's almost like we've seen a little bit of a different gear. Maybe that was momentum.
I actually think, you know, as terrible as the second half against Lincoln was, it's impossible to overlook Lincoln now. You know, they were able to really tighten up that ball game, so it's almost a blessing in disguise that you got challenged in the second half and you were just up by too many, really to put it in doubt too much, though it was down to 6 within a minute to go. So I actually think there's a ton of bulletin board material for Coach Murphy to go on, so I anticipate the girls are going to come out ready to roll on Wednesday.
Meanwhile, we've got the boys' game here tonight. It's the regular season finale for them as well. And we've got a special matchup. North defeated the Bobcats first time around back on January 13. D'Angelo Bush went up. He had 32 points in that one. He made 5 threes against the Bobcats. Their perimeter defense just was not very good that night, and the shots were not going on the road. You expect a big bounce back here tonight?
I think I definitely do. One thing, North, it was a really tough it's a bad loss. I think Fort Dodge on the road was the worst loss of the season. This game was probably right behind it, but the difference between the two is Bush is an incredible player. If you let him get going, anything is possible with this Polar Bears team. But what we've seen from the Cats here recently over the last couple of weeks are they seem to be coming together more as a unit. They can spread the wealth a little bit more. Everyone's back from injury, and I think they know they got embarrassed. I know they think they got embarrassed down in North. I anticipate a really strong effort tonight, and we are on the brink of a couple historical things here tonight, so I think there's a lot to play for here tonight for the Cats.
One of those historical things, 23 points away for Kyle Smith from getting to 1,000 in his career. He's knocked down 69 threes this year. Just a prolific scorer over his career. He was quiet against North the first time around when he saw their zone defense. Do you think he'll get better opportunities here tonight?
Yeah, I think there are some things. You look at East, he did not have a big game. He had a lot of good looks, though. And against North, I don't even know if the looks were quite there. Drake Gersma's playing at a much different level from a playmaker, a creator perspective. He is really owning this offense, and I think that is nothing but going to be positive for Kyle. Kyle's going to come out of a shooting slump, I think tonight. is one of those, normal Kyle Smith nights when all of a sudden he's got 6 threes, and we're talking about how he's the next 1,000-point scorer for the Bobcats.
Well, if he gets to 23, I would imagine the Bobcats win, and that would make it 4 straight wins in a row heading into postseason play next Monday night when they know they'll host Iowa City High. We just found that out here this afternoon.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup. Iowa City High does not have a lot of great wins, but they are pulling from a good population and a good squad.
And a good conference in the Mississippi Valley as well.
Yeah, when you look at that Mississippi Valley, they're the second best conference in the state. I'd put them behind the CIML, but maybe if we were from Eastern Iowa, I'd think a little bit differently. But they're going to be coming and tested, and the Cats have shown when they play their best ball, they can play with anyone. When they don't play their best ball, they can lose to anyone. So you got to come correct and be ready to play next week.
We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have bonus coverage of the girls' game. You're watching KFJB-TV.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by Lennox Employees Credit Union, LennoxECU.com, Marshalltown Area Chamber, meetinmarshalltown.com, Marshalltown Community College, a step in the right direction, and the Marshalltown School District. Embrace the lead.
Welcome back inside the Roundhouse. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Doze alongside me. 37-8 is our score in the girls' game. Boys' game coming up after the completion of this one. And, we were talking about the boys' game coming up right around the corner as well. One interesting tidbit about that one is it's amazing to see the North Polar Bears boys basketball team. They score 50 a game. Mm-hmm. But, Dylan, do you know how many they give up?
Like 69.
Yeah.
They give up a ton of points.
They give up a ton of points, and that was where I was almost shocked looking back, like, how did the Bobcats not score more than what they did in that game back on January 13th when the Cats lost it 59-54? But,
Cats had 13 turnovers, and you've been talking to Coach about it. They have eliminated so many turnovers in the last 2 or 3 weeks. They played out of whack. Drake Gersma got injured, or not injured, he got into foul trouble early. He was the most effective defender on T'Angelo Bush. But my goodness, we struggled to knock down shots. And when you don't have Drake Gersma, this is our Achilles heel. When you don't have Drake Gersma, you don't have a big creator with the ball on the court. So then it becomes a lot of, you got a lot of pass around and shooting jumpers instead of driving to kick, which is just the percentages skyrocket if you get a drive and kick versus just swinging it around.
Yeah, for sure. Well, the ladies leading 37-8 at halftime, getting warmed up for the second half. We're going to take a quick timeout, and when we come back, coverage of the second half here on KFJB-TV.
When you go home, you'll feel good about what you did, and you're doing it for the kids. If they don't have us, they don't have these games.
Welcome back into the Roundhouse as we're about a minute away from the second half. Bobcats up almost 30, up 29 points. They're getting the last tune-up job before they will host Des Moines Lincoln on Wednesday night.
Yeah, that is going to be a tough road to hoe in the postseason play. You have to take on Lincoln in the first round, and then a top 5 ranked Dowling Maroon girls basketball team waits for you in the next round. They're the number 1 seed in the region in Class 5A Region 3. And, of course, you know how good Dowling has been. I think there's been a few good players in their history that have played girls basketball.
Yeah, they've had some girls play at Drake. They've had some girls play at UNI. Oh, yeah, they also have maybe the greatest Iowa basketball player, regardless of gender, of all time and phenomenon, Caitlin Clark.
You're not biased, though, are you?
So I'm a Hawkeye fan. So I feel like that's the most unbiased opinion, is who I think the greatest Iowa player of all time is.
Well, we're ready to start the second half here as Kinsley Bowie will inbound the basketball for the Bobcats. Amara Johnson is in this game here tonight. She did not play last time around against North, even though it was a very dominant 41-8 game. And this one a little bit different than that one. Bobcats dominated, but it was not the domination we saw on Friday night, nor in this first half, as the Bobcats were up 25-2 after the opening quarter of play.
Yeah, they just came out and made shots, and that's been the difference the last couple games, is they've come out not just dominated by being more talented, they've dominated by making shots, which has been the big Achilles heel for the Cats. Though in that second quarter, they only scored 10 points, and it seemed when the starters came back in late, they were sloppy. Seems to start out the second half, they've been sloppy again. Murphy's got to be very excited about the bench minutes he's gotten so far tonight. I think this second and third run from the starters may leave a little bit to be desired.
Bobcats looking for a lucky win number 13 on the season. 12-9 coming in. 3-7 for the Polar Bears. Turnover. Outlet to Amara Johnson. Free throw line down the right side. Nobody cuts her off. And Amara Johnson with the layup makes it 39-8.
She started finishing at the rim against East the other night, and tonight is just a bit of the same. She's now in double figures along with Georgia Jansen.
North at the free throw line, kicks it out, left wing. Wanda, she'll dribble in and tosses one up high off the glass. Not able to get it to convert there as Frankie Long with a rebound, an outlet to Georgia Jansen, who gets it to Amara Johnson now at the top of the key. Over to Kinsley Bowie, left wing. Now to Heitman, free throw line, fakes left, goes right. Floater in the paint, no good. Long with a rebound, putback, comes up short as she hits the deck. Looked like she might have rolled her ankle. She'll hustle back as North with the rebound, and now a steal at midcourt. Amara Johnson with her hand up after Georgia Jansen stole it away. Amara Johnson on the baseline out of bounds, and you're right. A little bit of sloppiness coming out of halftime with a big lead.
You look up here, she just got boxed out, and then
that left foot stepped on a polar bear.
Yeah, and then ran into a polar bear behind her. You know what? You're lucky if you step on the foot of a polar bear to still be alive.
That is true.
They tell you not to jump into the enclosure at the zoo, so you shouldn't do it out on the court.
Menegbo out there on the right wing. She will double dribble and turn it over on the Polar Bears with 5:47 to go in the third quarter. Millie Heitman will look to inbound here to Amara Johnson. So the starting five on the floor to begin this second half for the Bobcats with their 31-point lead. Frankie Long, free throw line over to Bowie. Bowie passes left block to Heitman. They'll swing it around the perimeter. Near side corner three. Amara Johnson lined up and knocks it down. 34-point lead now for the Cats.
And the Cats are just better, when she's special, because she makes everything go. A banked in three from the corner.
And Jasmine Hall knocking that one down. 42-10. They rule it a long two.
They got a win against Council Bluffs Jefferson. My goodness, that's CB Jefferson. That was a big win for them.
Far side corner three for Kinsley Bowie. It feels like she's starting to heat up on the season as a missed runner along the baseline. Rebound bobbled around, and Millie Heitman comes up with it in the end. She'll push it up the near side, drops it into Jansen, right block. Swings it over to Bowie. Didn't take the three. Finds the cutting Heitman down the right side, and she's touched on the arm by Manegbo. And that will be free throws, as actually that was Amani Paul, the senior forward, who picks up the foul right there, her first of the night. So Heitman at the line for two.
I'm shooting that basketball. I know you don't.
You just knock one down. Why not keep it going? Free throws no good for Millie Heitman. One more to come.
You're up 35. You don't want to rub it in. But also I kind of think about it. Nothing beats game reps for shooting the basketball.
No, that's for sure. A lot different than just using the, do they call it a jugs machine in basketball that feeds you? Or what do they call that?
I don't know if.
Anyway, the basketball machine.
Yeah, I would.
It kicks it out to you in practice. A lot different than in a game setting. 36-point lead. We'll have a running clock. 4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bobcats up 46-10.
Help us catch up a little bit of that late start for the girls' game.
Morgan Hildebrand has checked into the game for the Cats, as well as Kendall Brummel. Brummel comes up with a steal. Outlets to Amara Johnson. She'll take it up the floor. Underneath the hoop, she kicks to Brummel. Baseline jumper from just outside the left block is no good. Rebound brought in by North. We'll outlet it up to the near side, and now working back to the top of the key is Jasmine Hall. Hall passes over to the far side. Morgan Hildebrand, a reach-in foul is going to be committed. And that'll be the second team foul on the Cats here in the third quarter as Bowie gets off the bench after just checking out a moment ago. And she'll be back into the game, and she'll replace Georgia Jansen. Kira Halstead, Mallory Myron also coming in, a line change here for the Cats.
Yeah, I was just going to say before they brought in some substitutions, I really like the lineup they had out there because you can play around with lineups now having everybody healthy. It was Morgan Hildebrand, Kendall Brummel, along with Amara Johnson, Georgia Jansen, and Frankie Long. I really like that they can now mix lineups and have scorers out there at all times.
Yeah. Long and Amara Johnson do check out of the game. Baseline runner and a little out of control, but Amara Johnson with a push from behind as Caroline Brown will be fouled, and that will send her to the free throw line on a shooting foul. So the clock stops with 3:10 to go in the third quarter.
I put Amara on your brain by saying it was on Morgan Hildebrand.
Did I say Amara?
Yeah.
Okay.
I put it. That's my fault. I put it in your brain.
First one is no good for Brown. And a couple of substitutions here for North. As Manegbo is checked back into the game, she'll replace Amani Paul. And the second free throw deadens on the back of the iron and rolls in. Good for Brown. 46-11. 3:10 to go. So Bowie's now going to run the point for the Bobcats with all those substitutions. She'll pass up to Hildebrand, right wing. Dribbles over to the left wing. She's looking for somebody and finds Kendall Brummel coming off a screen. Free throw line to Bowie. Now they swing it back to Brummel at the top of the key. Bounce pass over to Hildebrand. Back to the free throw line. Kick to Bowie. Three on the line off the back of the iron. North with the rebound brought in by Londa. And up court, it's stolen away by Kira Halstead. A little out of control on the drive for Londa. And now Bowie at the top of the key. She'll pass it over. Left wing, they find Hildebrand. Measures up a three. It's no good. Follows her own shot. Almost gets the rebound. Tried to poke it away there, but Quintana ended up coming away with a loose basketball. And here comes Wilanda over the midcourt stripe. Down the left side of the paint, picks up her dribble, kicks it out, and a travel. No, she stepped out of bounds, did Manegbo, and so a turnover on North. With 2 minutes to go, third quarter, 46-11. Heitman and Jansen getting off the bench to check back in for the Bobcats. Kendall Brummel will check out.
Coach Murphy is kind of treating the scorer's table as a turnstile. He's getting gals in and out at every stoppage of play.
Kira Halstead, the other late substitution to come out of the game. Bobcats in the front court. Get it down to Heitman, right block. One-handed pass over to Myron. She'll flip it up to the top of the key. Now to Jansen, right wing three. Rainbow off the front of the iron, no good. Heitman, rebound, putback. She's fouled on the putback as it looks like Alondra Quintana will pick up the foul for the North Polar Bears. Their third team foul here in the quarter, and that is her first of the night. Heitman at the line again for the second time here in the quarter. Knocks down the first one after splitting him last time around. Just a good job. Kind of a little volleyball move. Tip it to yourself, you know, a little bit. Heitman's second one, and that one is also good. 48-11 now. Cats with just over a minute to go. North finds a kick out. Long jumper. Far side corner inside the three-point arc is no good. Jansen with a rebound, and she'll give it to Morgan Hildebrand, who will run the point. Bounce pass to the free throw line to Heitman, now to Jansen. Back to Hildebrand. Far side corner. Three, good! She knocked one down for the far side corner just like that at Des Moines East on Friday and gets another one here, 51-11.
I absolutely love that. You get Morgan Hildebrand, get it to the free throw line. Millie with a very quick swing over to Georgia Jansen, who drops it off to Morgan. Great work.
Bowie with a steal. Yeah, great pass ahead to Heitman on the run out. It's good, 53-11. And this is a team we have not seen in a while. We saw this team back in December where they were just, foot on the gas the entire game. Another steal and another outlet to Heitman. Time running out. She'll make the layup as the quarter expires. A little bit of a doubt. It was hanging on the iron, but ended up rolling in.
Your belief, put it in.
55-11. It's a 44-point lead for the ladies. Heitman on the breakaway. Put it in for the Cats to end the third.
In Iowa, we are fortunate to have a lot of opportunities to get involved in at our schools.
Athletics and activities have so many positive effects. From learning how to build relationships and healthy lifestyles,
and gain self-esteem and confidence.
Make participation a priority. You and your school will benefit.
Back inside the roundhouse, fourth quarter about ready to get going. 55-11, Bobcats with the lead. Kinsley Bowie with that last steal. And outlet to Millie Heitman. And Heitman doing a good job to close out that quarter. And the Bobcats on their way to the 13th victory of the season. Time for scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank. Dylan, what do we have out there?
We've got a tight one. Number one finds themselves in a fight at the end of three. Johnson 51, Iowa City West 45. And then we end of one, Carlisle, a bucket lead over Valley, 16-14. And in the third quarter, Council Bluffs Jefferson 25, Des Moines East 21. That Council Bluffs Jefferson team is the team North beat the other night.
Jumper inside the two-point arc by North is no good. Both teams have traded misses, and it's back to the Bobcats, leading 55-11. 7:15. We do have a running clock here in the fourth quarter.
Number 4 out there for the Bobcats is why I think that the Cats could even be a little bit better than they were before Christmas started. Kendall Brummel, of course, did not play till second semester.
Yep.
And I think she just adds a nice depth piece from the guard backcourt.
Thought she played one of her best games of the year on Friday at Des Moines East. A three left wing, skims off the iron for Morgan Hildebrand. North with the rebound. And having that extra piece, I mean, you can't have too many scores on your team, obviously, but having kind of your sixth lady coming off the bench and being able to do what she did, I believe it was 11 on Friday night at Des Moines East, is Polar Bears will get a bucket here, 55-13, but her presence has been noticeable.
Well, yeah, and you feel really good with that backcourt when you start, say, Kinsley and Amara, and then your two backups are then Morgan and Kendall. You feel pretty good, and then you get Mal coming in and knocking down an 18-footer. You get some Kira Halstead minutes, who's been knocking down multiple threes here of recent.
Yeah, how about that? Mallory Myron, nice shot on the left side of the floor. 57-13, Cats with the lead. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Far side corner. Oh, a little switch, a little miscommunication for the Bobcat defense with Fernandez and Hildebrand, and that left kind of no man's land right there for Kendall Brummel. She'll pick up the foul, her second of the night, as it will send the North Polar Bears to the line as Menekbo heads to the stripe, a junior forward, and the first one is no good.
Yeah, you saw both on the pick, both of them go with the screener, and then Kendall's the one that looks like she's got some bad defense going on, but it was not Kendall, of course.
Avery Bushbaum is checked into the game for the Bobcats. Second free throw is banked in. Also checking in, Save Goshen. Actually, Goshen.
Goshen, yeah.
Yeah, Goshen. We learned that on Bobcat Live.
We did. After I mispronounced it 2 times, I was like, how do you say it again? And then she said it, and then I acted. I've never heard her say anything in my life and said it wrong again.
Goshen in a little bit of motion right there down to the right block.
I like it.
Knocked away by North. It will stay with the Cats. Well, it's good to see the fans have brought their PB&J and chips to the game.
Well, you can't have those. Yeah, fans, stepchildren, they're the same thing.
It is.
He just had a good ball game. Freshman won by about 1,000.
I think he rolled his ankle.
Yeah.
No?
He just got a break on the floor as they attended to him.
Okay. All right.
He did cause a kid to pick up a technical, though, so that was all right.
We got Uncrustable here for you.
I'll take it.
North out top, fumbling away the basketball. They'll keep it. Now a laser shot, no good. Free throw line. Goshen with the rebound. And she'll be fouled by North. And the foul comes in on Menegbo, her second of the night, as we are nearing the halfway point of the fourth quarter, 57-14.
Yeah, you look at this game, and again, we've talked about the importance of this game going in, but you look at Morgan Hildebrandt knocking down multiple threes tonight.
Goshen with a rebound off of her Fernandez. Airball 3 from the left wing. North will come away with it in the end. North free throw line jumper off the left side. Goshen. Rebound. Outlet to Myron, who will run the point and bring the basketball up the floor. Right wing 3 by Kira Halstead is no good.
You taught her that turnaround from the corner. I think she's got to do the turnaround first, and then she's money.
Yeah, had a phenomenal turnaround 3 against Des Moines East on Friday night.
Knocked down a big one here in the first quarter as well.
I think, Kira's got that quiet confidence about her that I think, in a couple of years from now, it'll be interesting to see her kind of come out of her shell and really get things going.
I just think there's a lot of young ladies that sometimes it's just winning does a lot, just getting out there and playing, but not just getting out there and playing, but getting out there and playing with some talent. Sometimes I look at North right now. There's some rudimentary talent with these girls, but it's hard to grow when you're so out of ball games. It's hard when, we felt that early in the Bobcats run too. We started calling games together. There'd be 70, 80-point deficits, and it's hard to get better in that type of environment.
Fernandez shows off her scoring ability, cutting in from the right wing. Layup is good, 59-14.
And Melanie's going to play really important minutes, as we've said. But I think she can still play in a needed pinch, like against Lincoln or something, at that 3 position, that wing position. She could give a couple minutes and be effective.
Yeah, she just had a block on Menegbo as she went inside. North was able to haul back the basketball. So we see Fernandez on the layup right there on the right side. And in the front court, a foul. So Alonda's headed the free throw line as Bushbaum picks up the foul. She's good for a 1 or 2 a game.
Yep. Well, she plays with a reckless abandon, and a bit of that just high motor. Yeah, she's not even messing around.
Second free throw is good, 59-16, 2 minutes to play.
Every basketball team needs somebody that kind of likes boxing out, kind of likes pushing and shoving a little bit.
Fisticuffs here and there. Yeah. Kira Holstead, left wing. Bounces it back to Mallory Myron, top of the key. She was trying to measure up a three, but the defense stepped in. Now Holstead, near side corner three. Off the mark, does not draw iron. Rolando with the rebound. Outline up the court. Fan loses it. Baseline, I believe she stepped out of bounds, and she did. Back to the Cats with 90 seconds.
There was 2 opportunities called that. She stepped out, and then she also, the bounce pass hit the end line as well.
So the Bobcats will go to 13-9 with a win here tonight. Postseason play coming up on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. Des Moines Lincoln in town, 5A first round. North with a late steal here. We'll take it in for the layup. It's off the front of the iron, bounces off right side. Couple of more opportunities, can't get him to go. Ball just bouncing around inside the paint. North comes away with it. A jumper in the paint is no good, and it looks like last touch by the Bobcats. And it will stay with North. Powell inbounds, and a catch and shoot. Walanda for a long 2.
They've been able to knock down a couple of those bank threes.
Oh,
or
that
the
was a
bank
3?
Jumper and
Okay.
2-point and the bank 3.
Gotcha. Jumper for the Cats. North with the rebound as another runner in the paint by North here. Fernandez will snag the rebound and bring it up the floor. She's looking at the clock. She's wanting a late second bucket, but now a jumper. Goshen, right high post, no good. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Whoa, that's...
Avery Bushbaum getting in the mix for the rebound. She's holding her neck on the way back. I think there was a little contact both ways there, and that'll be at 59-18 is the final score. Final thoughts on the ladies' win here tonight.
I thought it's what it needed to be. It wasn't, when you're up by 30, it's hard to stay engaged the whole time. Morgan Hildebrand knocks down a couple threes. She's starting to get into rhythm. You see the rotations that Brian's starting to play with. He now has some options, which has got to feel really good going into the postseason.
That is for sure. We'll take a break and get you ready for the boys' game when we come back. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
In Iowa, we are fortunate to have a lot of opportunities to get involved in at our schools.
Athletics and activities have so many positive effects, from learning how to build relationships
and healthy lifestyles,
And gain self-esteem and confidence.
Make participation a priority. You and your school will benefit.
It is the regular season finale for the Marshalltown Bobcats, and the three-point arc might be under attack here tonight. D'Angelo Bush for the North Polar Bears, one of the top shooters from three, going against the other top shooter from three-point distance, Kyle Smith, as North brings that firepower and the Bobcats bring their tough defense. Yeah, it's the regular season finale. It starts now on KFJB-TV. Into the front court with 5 seconds. Finds Jacob Hayes for the three. Yeah! At the buzzer it goes. E-House flips it underhand to Kyle Smith. Wide open splash. Knocks it down near side. Here goes Hayes down the right side of the paint. Count the bucket. Yeah! Down to Gersman, top of the key as he had nothing going. Gersman inside. Scores the bucket. Smith stumbling away, didn't gather it in. He now drives to the free throw line. Turnaround jumper. Oh, no. Boom! Wow, what a start. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Does with you inside the Roundhouse on George Funk Court. Bobcats getting warm and ready to go for tonight's game against the North Polar Bears. Bobcats are 13-7. The Polar Bears are 6-13 on the season. Bobcats come in 3-game winning streak where they've been really good all over the floor, from their point guard all the way to their shooting and in the post presence with Jacob Hayes.
Yeah, I've really thought everyone has chipped in. Maybe the best part of that big 18-3 run to end that East game is Kyle Smith never scored. That was everybody else. He worked hard. He made some defensive plays, but that was everyone else filling in the gaps. That's got to make you excited.
Coming up, it is our Cat Connection and our pregame chat with head coach Mike Apple. You're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
Scooter's Coffee is going bananas, literally. Treat yourself to banana bread hot or iced lattes, creamy latte blenders, and fresh banana bread muffins. Need something refreshing? Sip a berry spritz soda, light, bubbly, and perfect any time of day. Craving cozy? Try salted caramel waffle lattes, hot or iced, or a smooth sea salt caramelicious as a latte, cold brew, or blender. And don't forget the French toasty sandwich, warm, sweet, and satisfying. Plus, Cinnalicious drinks are here for a limited time. Scooter's Coffee, amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by Lennox Employees Credit Union, LennoxECU.com, Marshalltown Area Chamber, meetinmarshalltown.com, Marshalltown Community College, a step in the right direction, and the Marshalltown School District. Embrace the lead. The Cat Connection, powered by State Farm, mtownproud.com.
It is our Cat Connection, all brought to you by Tyler Pashong, State Farm, mtownproud.com. Here with freshman Damian Segovia for the Marshalltown Bobcats, guard. And Damian, your athlete of the week last week. And I tell you what, you're putting together a really solid freshman season. You started out really strong. You went through a little bit of a lull, and then you bounced back in a big way. You had 11 points against Ames. Talk to me a little bit about that, because I'm sure other teams are kind of figuring you out a little bit, trying to figure out how to guard, and you had to kind of overcome that. What's that kind of say about your mentality of trying to figure that out?
Well, it's just trying to get better every day, build a connection with my teammates, and try to just, it's not a one-man sport, it's a team sport. Just try to get them open and anything.
Yeah. And that's been the most impressive thing out of your game, because I watched you when you were a little bit younger playing AAU and things like that, and you were kind of the guy out there. But on this team, Kyle Smith is one of the big guys, and Jacob Hayes as well. And then you've really added your offensive game in there. But what's so impressive is, amongst freshmen in Class 4A, you're near the top in assists. You're finding other guys. You're averaging a couple assists per game. Talk to me about being able to know when to score and when to set other guys up.
Well, it's just the feel of the game, the clock, when to shoot, when to pass, and just finding open teammates.
Yeah. You knocked down that three with some of the best of them on the team, including Kyle Smith. We talk about, not being robotic in your life is always a great thing, but being robotic on the basketball floor is a great thing, especially when it comes to shooting. And your form is always consistent. Your every single three that you shoot almost looks the same. You replicate it a lot. How hard are you working on that shot to make sure when you go out there on game days you can knock it down?
Well, I just work on it every day. I get nervous before games, but I just tell myself, just keep on shooting and just doing what you're doing.
This freshman season, you've been out there on the floor with Lars Schoenfelder. We saw one of the games against Ottumwa. You were able to find him a couple times for some buckets. What's your message to Lars? Because I know he's got that offensive ability, but we haven't quite seen it a ton this year.
Well, I just before the games, I just tell him, Lars, just get open. I'll pass you the ball. Just shoot whatever you can.
Yeah. What's it like to be? A freshman on this team with other seniors who are leading the way, but sometimes you don't look like a freshman out there. How do you stay so cool, calm, and collected?
I just ask them for advice, how do they stay calm before games, how do they prepare, and just try to do what they do.
Yeah. All right, what other things are you doing outside of basketball?
Well, I think I'm going to do soccer. My mom wants me to do baseball, but it's just too boring for me. I don't know. Yeah.
I know your brother Fabian played a little bit of baseball. He played soccer as well, and you were telling me you're kind of in that same role as Fabian was, in that kind of middle attacking role. Is that right?
Yeah, well, yeah, because, me and him are not the fastest, we just I don't know, yeah.
You're not going to be out there on the wing.
No.
Well, we look forward to seeing you in all sports. Congrats, Athlete of the Week, Damian.
Thank you.
Yep, that is Damian Segovia, freshman guard for the Marshalltown Bobcats with our Cat Connection, all brought to you by Tyler Pashong, State Farm, mtownproud.com.
From the 2018 tornado to the 2020 derecho, Marshalltown has faced adversity, but our community has become stronger and M-Town proud. At Tyler Pashong State Farm Agency in Marshalltown, we have options for home, auto, life, and business. Our goal is to give you choices that impact in a positive way. As we have found out firsthand, life is never predictable, but you should always be prepared. Head to mtownproud.com to see how we can best fit your needs. We'd love to talk to you about what makes you M-Town proud.
Back in on the countdown to tip-off, it is the Bobcats and the Polar Bears coming up in just a little bit. Now joined by head coach Mike Apple. Coach, fresh off a win on Friday night, 53-49 at Des Moines East. Damian Segovia, the senior Jacob Hayes, kick-started a comeback. You were down by 11 with about 5 minutes to go in that game. The grit, the effort, never giving up attitude. How much did that impress you kind of looking back at that game?
Yeah, really impressive fourth quarter. Obviously we made some big plays there, got some stops. A lot of that had to do with Jacob Hayes got us going there. I mean, not just scoring, he was grabbing rebounds, called his number there a little bit, and he made some huge plays.
Number one versus number two in three-point shooting, just like it was earlier last month. D'Angelo Bush, he had 32 points in that game, really did a nice job. You guys struggle with him on the perimeter. How big is that defensive perimeter here tonight against him?
Yeah, you can't let him get anything easy. I mean, we got to really, really do a good job, a lot better job than we did at North of shutting him down and making him uncomfortable all night. Because once he sees that ball go through the hole, he's really hard to slow down.
Meanwhile, for your very own Kyle Smith, he's made 69 threes this year. He is just 23 points away from getting 1,000 in his career. How do you kind of balance that as a coach to, getting those milestones as a player, but then also making sure, you guys, what you've done all season long, kind of maintain your character on offense?
Yeah, I don't know if he even knows he's that close or not. Knowing Kyle, I don't know if he probably does. So just letting it come to him, obviously. North is playing a lot of zone throughout the whole season, so he'll get his opportunities to hopefully get some open looks and see if we can knock a few down.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, here tonight, they like to, you mentioned, kind of shutting down their pace. They love the game to get to 60s, even maybe a little bit higher. You guys traditionally play in the 40s and 50s, and that's where you get comfortable. How do you know early on in a game like this, though, that, you can have that pace going your way?
It's ultimately just about taking good shots and being under control, and as long as we can do that and then keep control of the game where we want it, and then it's fine. But you don't want to play in a game where you're going up and down and play their game when we're not necessarily used to doing that. Just be us, be who we are, take good shots, move the ball around, be patient, and take the best possible shot we can.
Last question for you tonight, Coach. The rankings came out today, as well as postseason assignments. Of course, Cedar Falls has been number one all season long. That's who would be your second-round opponent, as you'll host first round in a 4-5 matchup, or 4-6 matchup, as you'll take on Iowa City High. Your initial reaction to seeing those postseason assignments here today?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't spent a ton of time on it. Obviously, it's nice to be at home the first game there, and we can't look past that. Obviously, we got to focus on City High first. Obviously, after this game, I'll look and dive deep more into it and watch some film on them. I haven't watched them at all this year, so that's just got to spend some quality time watching film and creating a good scout for us to be ready to practice for 4 days here and be prepared to play them. And it's you don't take that first round game for granted. Obviously, we were a 5 last year against Mason City, who was a 4, and we won. So we just got to make sure we focus on them first, and then we'll worry about the beast of Cedar Falls. After if we have that opportunity to do so.
Good luck tonight.
Yep, thank you.
All right, it is the final regular season game for the Bobcats as they host the North Polar Bears, starting 5 when we come back right here on KFJB-TV.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Back into the Roundhouse. Final regular season game tonight for the Marshalltown Bobcats. Des Moines North, they will take on Waukee coming up tomorrow night. That will be their regular season finale. Time for tonight's starting lineups. All brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. Let them deliver for you while we deliver you the starting lineups. First off for the North Polar Bears behind fifth-year head coach Julian Say. 6-13 coming in. They're 3-8 in the Iowa Alliance Conference South. Number 0, Tavion Boone will get the start tonight, averaging nearly 11 points per game, 4 rebounds per game for the 5'7" senior guard. Number 3, Robert Tubby Seals, averaging 5.5 points per game, a 5'7" freshman guard. Number 12, D'Angelo Bush, averaging 22 points a game. That is 5th best in Class 4A. He's also averaging 6 rebounds per game. He had 11 of 22 shooting against the Bobcats back on January 13th. He made 5 3-pointers en route to that 32 points. A 6'1" junior guard. Number 15, Wisha Etha, averaging 2 points per game, 3 rebounds per game for the 6'1" junior guard. And number 23, Corday Patterson, off to a good start in that matchup against the Bobcats. Scoring-wise, he kind of faded as the game went along. He finished with 4 points and 10 rebounds. He averages 5 points per game and 6.5 rebounds. A 6'7" senior forward for the Polar Bears. That is the starting 5 for the green and black. Now for the red and blue of the Marshalltown Bobcats behind 8th-year head coach Mike Apple, assisted by Brynjar Brynjolfsson. 13-7, 6-3 in the Iowa Alliance North. The 4th best defense in the state of Iowa in Class 4A. 3rd best shooting percentage from three-point territory in 4A. Number 1, Jamison Niehaus. He'll get the start tonight, averaging 3 points per game and 3.5 rebounds per game, a 6'1" junior guard. Number 3, the point guard, Drake Gersma, 6'2" junior, averaging 11 points per game and nearly 5 assists per game. He's at 7th place in Class 4A. Number 10, Kyle Smith, a 6'3" senior guard, averaging 14.5 points per game, 8.5 rebounds per game. Number 1 in 4A with 69 made threes. He's 8th in rebounding with 167. Number 24, freshman guard Damian Segovia, averaging 6.4 points per game. And rounding out the starting 5, number 30, Jacob Hayes. He has 264 points this year, a 6'2" senior guard. That is our starting lineup, still brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. When we come back, it is tip-off between the Polar Bears and the Bobcats on KFJB-TV.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
The following is a presentation of Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV.
Polar Bears and Bobcats ready for their nearly final tune-up of the regular season, as the Bobcats know their postseason opponent already, but looking to close out on a 4-game winning streak in the regular season as the Cats are 4-1 in their last 5 games. Meanwhile, for the Polar Bears, they come in 2-3 in their last 5, a loss to Council Bluffs Jefferson 60-56 on Friday night. That leads us to our keys to the game here tonight, which are all brought to you by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com. What do you know? What are you expecting here tonight?
For the Bobcats, show up, share, and smother. I really think down at North, they didn't really show up a whole lot. It was a really start and stop effort. But then you need to share the basketball. The Cats are so much better when everyone's touching the rock. And finally, defensively, you got to smother. You have got to make Bush work, because it didn't seem like he had to work a whole lot. Now for the Polar Bears, I think it's Bush plus 10 buckets, not plus 10 Bush buckets. It's Bush plus 10 buckets, because D'Angelo Bush is going to score. And he is, but they've got to find 10 other baskets, I think, from the supporting team there. And if they can do that, that puts them right around maybe 50 points, and that puts them in the ballgame.
That is our keys tonight, all brought to you by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com. Bobcats getting ready to take the floor with their starting 5. Let's take a listen in. Well, 8 minutes on the clock. Our officials getting ready to take the floor, as well as the Bobcats in their all white tops and bottoms. Polar Bears in their traveling black uniforms here tonight with white numbers. He's Dylan Does. I'm Brandon Lewis. Elijah Bond, Keith Stewart on our camera coverage. Our on-site producer is Zach Tomish. And Jeffrey Brooks back at the radio studios, providing us scores throughout the night here in Central Iowa. All right, so the regular season finale, it's all about how you start here tonight, I would have to imagine, as the Bobcats didn't get off to the best start. They were 22 of 17, and rebounding-wise, or 34 of 24 in the first game. They had 13 turnovers, just did some uncharacteristic things, but this is one place they played well this year, and it's right here on their home floor.
They've more often than not have come out. They've shot the ball a bunch better at home. The crowd gets going early. But beyond all of that, they've started strong at home almost every single night.
Jamison Niehaus at midcourt. He'll jump against Corday Patterson, and the Polar Bears win the opening tip, as Tavion Boone will control the basketball right wing. Patterson gets it back, hands it off to Boone. Boone gets it back, now swings it over to the right wing to Tubby Seals. Guarded by Segovia. A little freshman on freshman matchup right there. Out of Boone, free throw line. Cut off by Niehaus, who played superb defense against East on Friday, but that is a superb shot by Tavion Boone. Just leaning away, one-hand hook shot, fading away from the hoop. Opens up the game, 2-0 Bears.
Yeah, that's what North has got to do. And one thing they did incredibly well, they pressure the perimeter. And then because you have 6'7" Patterson in the post, they think they can wipe up some mistakes if people do get to the rim.
Kyle Smith in the paint, spinning around, leaves one short off the left side of the rack, and it's the big man Patterson hauling in the rebound. And Tavion Boone will bring it up over the 10-second line. Swings to Patterson at the top of the key. He surveys. He'll find over Boone, right wing. Niehaus, a hand in his face, comes up short on the three. Kyle Smith rips away the rebound and gives it to Drake Gersma, who's over the Cat logo at midcourt. He'll survey the offense. He's motioning Damian Segovia to come get the basketball. They'll give it. They'll swing it back to Gersma. They had problems with this zone defense on the road at North back on January 13th. We'll see how they handle it here tonight. Kyle Smith catch and shoot. Far side corner. Boom, it goes. 70 on the season from three-point land for the senior.
And right there is Drake both being able to get it into the lane off the bounce with the pressure from the perimeter, sucked in the defense, able to kick it out, and Kyle was wide open.
Now good steal on the defensive end. Kyle Smith with the loose basketballs. They pick off North. Smith brings it over midcourt. He's now just 20 points away from getting to 1,000 in his career after making that last three. Hayes swings it. Segovia. Now back to Gersma. Gets a screen at the top from Hayes. Tries to roll, and 3 seconds in the paint. Jamison Niehaus hanging out a little too long. And it is a turnover, and here's that last three made by Kyle Smith on our Tyler Pershong State Farm replay.
And you can see what the Cats want to do offensively, just to create a little bit of movement at the top of the zone to be able then to attack and find Smith in the corner.
Patterson, top of the key, swings it over to T'Angelo Bush. It's hard to see. Now a travel here for Bush. I was just going to say it's hard to see or hard to believe that early on we haven't seen Bush with a touch, but they're on his first one of the game. He'll travel and turn it back over to the Bobcats with 5.5 minutes to go first quarter. Segovia coming off a Kyle Smith screen. They find it. Jacob Hayes down low, going against the big man, putting it off the glass for 2 for Hayes.
It's not always about a height advantage, but a position and a leverage advantage. Hayes does a great job of posting up Patterson to be able to put it up for 2.
Patterson, top of the key, finds a far side corner pass 3, skims in and out, no good for Wisha Etha, who shoots it 24% from 3-point distance.
He knocked down a couple against the Cats, though. He's going to be one of those supporting actors that are going to have to hit a couple for North to win this one.
Hayes, top of the key, high point in the basketball, takes a dribble, passes over to Segovia, left wing 3, is off the back of the iron. Patterson beats out Kyle Smith for the rebound. Gersma tried to give it in the business to get that ball away, but Patterson is able to get it to T'Angelo Bush up the floor. He'll pass it, and a one-handed pass is picked off. Outlet to Gersma on the turnover, takes it all the way. Two-handed layup is good for the junior guard on the fast break.
Great job by J-Mo being able to throw it ahead and give Drake a running start on that layup.
Well, Adam Goodvin, his football coach, is in the stands. I'm sure he is happy with that pass.
Yeah, he'll take it. You might see that in the playbook next year.
Robert Seals drops it inside to Patterson, but before that, a travel and a turnover with 4 minutes to go, opening quarter. 7-2 Bobcats as we see that last pick as Gersma tipped it away. Niehaus got it, and he got it back to Gersma on the fast break. It's all Cats early, 7-2, first quarter halfway through on KFJB-TV.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
I'm Drake Grisman, and you're watching KFJB-TV.
7-2, Bobcats leading inside the Marshalltown Roundhouse. Jacob Hayes, his first bucket of the night, going to work against Patterson down low. Hayes coming off a night where he had 18 points, 9 rebounds. We talked about his patience, but being able to do it against a 6-foot guy versus a guy like Patterson who's 6'7", either way, he's still able to convert. How impressive have you been? And it is impressive.
Yeah.
How have you been kind of reading him and his patience and his ability to score like that?
To be able to post up that size of defender, it's all about good play call, which it was, a cross pick, but also just anticipating and getting to the position first.
Boom, it goes for Kyle Smith. Turnaround jumper is good. He has 5, 9, 2 Cats.
18 away from 1,000.
A long 3 from the left wings off the back of the iron, but Patterson with the rebound off the miss by Boone, and his putback is good. First bucket of the night for Patterson. You can't teach that height.
No,
I mean, you really can't.
It's not all about height. He got great position there, and then used his power dribble to get a space advantage, put it up easily.
And now Patterson picks off an entry pass, and they go the other way. The layup is short by D'Angelo Bush as he got the clear out all the way up by the three-point arc in the front court for East, but not able to convert there. Niehaus, baseline left side, drives in. They back it out. Now to Segovia. Some pressure. He hits the deck from behind. Tavion Boone stepped in on him. No foul called. It's a turnover on Segovia. 9-4, 2:36 first quarter back to North.
Yeah, you get into those Des Moines public schools, you can find yourself at all different kinds of locations over there.
Bush, top of the key, guarded by Kyle Smith. Drives into the free throw line, tries to put up a jumper, passes late near side corner. Three is off the front of the arc, no good, just skimmed it. And the Bobcats get the basketball with Gersma at the free throw line. He goes 3-on-1, he's shut down. Wishatha poked it away from behind, and now Bush has it poked away from behind, but they gather it in, and they find Boone running the floor down to the left block. It's good for two.
Yeah, Drake made a poor entry pass, and then on that went 1-on-3. Just a couple sloppy decisions.
Hayes right wing. Segovia free throw line. Good ball movement here for the Bobcats. Right wing, Hayes has it. Free throw line, he'll find Niehaus. Kick it out, Segovia drives in. Floater over Patterson, good for two for the freshman who finds his first bucket of the night. Coming off a night where he had 8 points at Des Moines East on Friday.
He's now 10 points away from tying Drake Capello for third all-time for freshman score.
Top of the key, Tubby Seals has it. A handoff to Etha. Now to Boone, right wing. Drives, kicks. Oh, and Tubby Seals, the freshman, thought he had that one under control but wasn't looking at the basketball, and it rolls off his fingertips into the student section as we look at Segovia. And so far on the season for Segovia, 130 points, sixth best in 4A amongst freshmen. And you also talk about that Bobcat history there too.
Yeah, and you look at that. He may only be 5'7", but when your floater's 14 foot tall, it can go over the 6 foot or 6'7" guy.
Gavin Mishek is checked in. Baseline left side, he had it. And they say he stepped out of bounds on the baseline. I didn't think he was that close, but the big man Patterson was stepping out on him. A turnover on Mishek with 46 seconds to go. Opening quarter, 11-6 Cats.
If he was wearing size 10, maybe he would have been inbound, but yeah, he got just the edge there.
D'Angelo Bush a little quiet here tonight. A little contact as he was trying to get that ball up by Gersma. Kyle Smith running the floor coast to coast, misses the shot. Gersma tried for the putback, gets it back after he misses, puts up another shot. It's off the right side of the arm, but he's going to the free throw line for two with 24 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
The Bobcats defensively, here you see Kyle. Great job by Bush just kind of running underneath him, getting him off balance, and then just attack until you get to the line. But I want to say early on, defense on Bush has been really good.
Yeah.
Kyle had him one-on-one and really forced him to kick it out. Then you look at Drake Gersma, had him one-on-one top of the key, actually got a piece of the shot. So far, he has been held under wraps. Now, here's the reality. Bush is going to score some points here tonight, but it's coming. How hard do you make it on him? How much energy does he have to go through just to get good-looking shots? And then can you eliminate anybody else from really pitching in?
Yeah, Julian Say is checking in with the near side official. They were sorting it together as a crew, trying to figure out who the foul was on, but it's on Wisha Etha, and that will be his first foul of the night. Drake Gersma at the line for two. First one rattles in and out, no good. Is Gersma 52% on the season. We've seen that number kind of slowly creep up over the past couple of weeks. 27 of 52 coming into this one. Second one is good.
Yeah,
12-6 Cats.
That's a big area of his game that he can grow in. If he could be a 70% free throw shooter, that's another 3-4 points a game for him.
Bush out high. Shot clock is off. 10 seconds to go in the opening frame. Gersma guarding on him. Bush, pressure in his face, gets it away to Boone. Boone's going to drive in. Shot clock running down and game clock as well. And at the end, Boone lays it up and in. He has 6 to lead the Polar Bears, who trail your Bobcats by 4 as we enter the second quarter on KFJB-TV.
We do more than just t-shirts and hoodies. Check with Adlet Engraving and Screen Print for awards, lasered items, embroidery, and of course, imprinted apparel. 307 Riverside right here in Marshalltown. Easy parking, delivery is available.
Refinance your auto loan with Members First Community Credit Union. For a limited time, refinance your auto loan from another lender and receive 1% cash back up to $500. Scan the QR code to apply online. Call us or visit a Members First branch.
Have Van Wyck Wood Builders design and build the storage shed you need. So many different options to choose from. Van Wyck Wood Builders, just 5 miles south of I-80 in Grinnell on Highway 146. Online at VanWyckWoodBuilders.com.
Bobcats with the early lead, 12-8 after the end of the first quarter. Inside the Roundhouse, time to get a scoreboard update, all brought to you by Central State Bank. Discover what they can do for you with locations in Ames State Center and in West Des Moines.
Ankeny beats Dallas Center. Grimes and boys action 78-51, and we want to get in a quick update at halftime. Janesville 24, BCLUW 20, but we want to especially shout out Jeff Brooks' nephew, Carver Anderson, on the Janesville team.
Give it up. Bobcats start with the basketball here in the second quarter. Jamison Niehaus not on the floor as we see Lars Schoenfelder checking in between quarters. As the freshman works his way back from a shoulder injury a couple weeks ago. A bump out high and a foul going to be called on the Des Moines North Polar Bears on Corday Patterson, his first of the night. Kyle Smith will inbound to Drake Gersma. Kyle Smith trying to fight off and through a screen and not able to get open as Boone is locking him down on his left hip pocket right now.
Boone's doing a really good job of being very physical with Kyle.
Inside, a good feed by Jacob Hayes. He finds Mishek cutting in the heart of the paint from the right wing. And the late pass will pick up a foul on Wishaatha, his second of the night, as Gavin Mishek went up with the shot, not able to convert, but he is headed to the line for 2 free throws with the clock stopped at 7:23 second quarter.
Gavin did a nice job of flashing, and then when he gets the ball, he can really get that shot up quickly.
No points. He had a steal on Friday against Des Moines East as he's been kind of slowly working himself back into the lineup. First free throw is no good for Gavin Mishek, coming in 75% on the season.
Yeah, he was on a walking boot for a couple weeks. Really missed him when he was gone.
Yeah. He'll convert the second free throw, and that extends the lead 13-8 Bobcats. Mishek will check out. Jamison Niehaus is back into the game.
Yeah, North is just hanging around, though. They're just definitely within a couple possessions here, and Bush hasn't even done anything yet.
Andrew Chewall had it for a second. He checked into the game. Now Boone, left wing. They were looking for Patterson, maybe a give and go, nothing there. Patterson just tosses up an awkward shot. It's no good. Hayes had the rebound, but it had it poked away by Boone. And there's a hard pass from Patterson.
Yeah.
And technical foul on Patterson. He got frustrated. The shot was no good, and he went out of bounds. The basketball did as well. He picked up the basketball, fired it back towards Jacob Hayes right in his chest.
Yeah.
And the officials going to see that. And, wow, that was interesting. You don't see that every game.
It didn't look like it was all that. He intentionally threw it to him, but it didn't feel like maybe
there was a little, John, but it wasn't like he absolutely chucked it.
Yeah, he didn't just chuck it at him.
So it is a technical foul on Patterson. That's his second foul of the night. Damian Segovia at the free throw line. And he cannot convert on either one of the technical fouls. It will be Bobcat basketball, though, after the tech. But Damian Segovia coming in on the season, 86% at the free throw line. You expect him to knock at least one of those two down for you.
Yeah, if you're looking for a little bit of maybe to be a little nervous, Cats are only 2 out of 6 from the line.
Hayes left wing up to Gersma, top of the key. Takes a three as he gets the feed back to Hayes. It's no good, but Niehaus with an offensive rebound. Kicks it back to Hayes at the top. He has it poked away. Outlet to Boone up the floor as Tubby Seals found him, and the run out is good. And Boone has 8 in the game, and the Polar Bears are back within 3 with 6.5 minutes to go.
Boone is he's very strong for his height. Yes, he's short, but he moves with strength and quickness.
Cats dump it in to Hayes on the right block. Up to the top of the key. Now to Niehaus on the left block. Now we're to Segovia at the free throw line. Back to Kyle Smith. Fakes a three. Drives free throw line. Jumper off the back of the iron. No good. Patterson beats out Niehaus for the rebound. And Boone will bring it up the far sideline in front of the student section. Angles to the top of the key. Picks up his dribble. Fires it over to Tubby Seals, right wing. And a little give and go. Boone and Seals not on the same page. As Seals, I believe, thought Boone was going to cut a little bit more down to the right block. He did not. And a turnover on the Polar Bears.
Feels like only Patterson could have caught that one. One, in this zone offense, the free throw line becomes incredibly important because they pressure out so far. And when you get it to the free throw line on this,
Kyle Smith, right wing three is no good off the back of the iron. Now picked by Gersma as North was bringing it up the floor. He'll drive in against Boone, no contact. An easy layup for Drake Gersma, his second field goal of the night. He is 5.
He's got 3 steals as well. He's been very active defensively.
Free throw line jumper, not enough on it off the left side, but the mark by Tubby Seals. And a rebound brought in by the Bobcats as it just grazed the edge of the glass there. 5-point lead for the Cats at home as we're approaching the midway point of the second quarter. Niehaus right wing back to Gersma. Now to Hayes left wing. A lot of ball movement here tonight. It's been pretty good over the past couple of weeks, but even more pronounced here tonight.
Here tonight, though, you've got to have intentional ball movement. Right there, that's good ball movement, though Jacob misses it. Sometimes in zones you can get caught up just passing around the perimeter. It's got to be intentional. When you can get it to the free throw line, everything breaks down, and there'll be open shots and open lanes to drive.
Boone trying to step through on Niehaus. The shot is no good. Hayes with a rebound, and from behind, Corday Patterson picks up his 3rd foul of the game.
And that's with Corday Patterson. That's his 3rd foul, as you said. That really takes something because technical becomes a personal foul. Now look at this. When you have that perimeter defense, that perimeter zone, you now have number 4 is 5'9". Instead of 6'7", you have 5'9" standing right there. So getting to the lane is a much different deal. You don't have to worry about that 6'7".
And you mentioned it. Trayshawn Prather had checked into the game, and he, I don't believe, reported the scores table.
No.
Or allowed them an opportunity here as
he was just ready to play.
He was ready to go in. 5-point lead for the Cats. 4:18 and counting. Second quarter, and Drake Gersma will bring it into the front court, and we'll have a timeout by head coach Mike Apple. 4:15 in the second quarter remains. Bobcats with a basketball when we come back on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
My name is Gavin Mishek, and you're watching KFJB-TV.
Welcome back inside the Roundhouse. Brandon Lewis, Dylan Nose alongside me. We've hit a little bit of a lull in our scoring. It was 12-8 after the opening quarter play, now 15-10 over the Marshalltown Hy-Vee scoreboard. But Drake Gersma with 5 early on points. He's got quite a few steals already in this one, and he's going to be the man that's – how far do the Bobcats go in postseason play? We'll find out with him.
Yeah, I think he's the most. Not to say he's going to be your highest scorer. I just think how he plays affects so much of this team.
Segovia underneath, left block. He fed to Hayes. He had a block from behind. I believe that was Andrew Chewell who blocked his shot. Outlet to Boone. Boone takes it coast to coast. No good on the shot, and Niehaus from behind tried to swipe, and he went with a little bit of contact on Boone. They both hit the deck, and it's going to send Boone to the free throw line as the shot was no good. As we take a look at the replay, all brought to you by Tyler Pashong, State Farm, MTownProud.com. What do you think, Dylan?
I thought it was down. It was with the body. I thought Boone did a great job of getting into Jamison's body. Definitely a bump. But
Boone at the free throw line, can't convert on the first one. A 57% free throw shooter on the year.
You can already tell the Cats took that timeout with Patterson out, and the first play was going directly to the block.
Jamison Niehaus, that's his first foul of the night. Both free throws for Boone. No good. And so we'll hold tight at 15-10. Lars Schoenfelder getting off the bench, ready to check in on the next dead ball for the Cats. Same play, they go to Hayes. This time he converts as Andrew Chewell tries to swipe it away. Can't this time, and Hayes has 4.
And this is a really simple play that they do, but they swing it to the left side, and then they get a cross pick, and Jacob Hayes flashes from the far side.
A drive by Bush from the far side corner. They don't convert. Now he gets it back off an offensive rebound. 3 is no good. Another offensive rebound. Boone finds Bush, and the 3's off the front of the iron. No good, and Kyle Smith finally has enough of it and hauls in the rebound.
Yeah, you look at on the sideline, you'll see Coach Say's son is out there because he injured his knee as a 3 goes up and in for Damian Segovia.
The freshman, he has 5 tonight. Segovia doing it well from long range when he gets the space. Able to convert, and he was our Cat Connection here tonight. I mentioned about him as a long 2, rattles in and out, no good for Bush. I asked him about his robotic three-point shot. I said, it's not good to be robotic in many things in life, but your three-point shot, it's good to be robotic. And now Gersma lines one up from straight on, and it's all of a sudden a 13-point lead.
Yeah, and he's got like the opposite shot. It's a little bit longer. He's a scorer, so when he's starting to score, getting rhythm, make some plays, that shot looks a whole lot nicer.
23-10 Bobcats with 2:15 and counting before halftime inside the roundhouse. D'Angelo Bush pushing in a little bit against Drake Gersma. He pulls up about 8 foot out on the left side of the hoop. It's good inside the paint, and that is the first bucket made by D'Angelo Bush of the night. Normally averages 22. And, of course, that's 5th best in 4A. 3 again from straight on is no good by Drake Gersma, but Kyle Smith in the mix for the rebound. Has it poked away as Tubby Seals comes away with it. It was Boone in the mix who forced that loose basketball. And now Bush in transition, a 3. And he might get going here after that made bucket and the one before.
It's also the 3rd straight possession they went to him. They're going to start making it a point. Kyle Smith got it pulled away because instead of taking it up, he turned back into multiple defenders. Cats have to be much better at those second chance opportunities.
Segovia over to Gersma at the top of the key. Over to Hayes, far side corner, 3, skims off the iron, no good. Trayshawn Prather, backside rebound, outlet to Bush. He'll bring it up the near side. Gersma picks him up, little crossover move, buys some room. A long 2 from straight on is no good, just inside the perimeter. Under a minute to go in this opening half of play. Bobcats lead 23-15. Gersma over the timeline. Hands off Segovia on the right wing, and he'll flip it back to Gersma. Gersma off of his screen. Uses another screen from Kyle Smith, and he has his pocket picked by Tubby Seals. It's going the other way. They've got numbers, a little 3-on-2. Over to Tubby Seals. Uses the glass. It's good. And it's his first bucket of the night as Tubby Seals averages 5.5.
Yeah, Cats there. If you're North, you've got to feel fantastic for this being a 6-point ball game with D'Angelo Bush just with 5 points on the night.
Bobcats holding for the final shot with the shot clock off here. 7 seconds before halftime. Gersma Tries to drive down the left side of the paint. Pull up, no good. Niehaus, rebound, put back right in front of the hoop. He skies up, and Niehaus with his first bucket of the night makes it 25-17 going to halftime. How about that rebound and put back?
Yeah, Drake takes a shot with almost 3 seconds to go, and everyone flowed towards him, but there goes Jamison Niehaus right at the front of the rim, able to put it back for two.
25-17 at halftime. Bobcats with the lead. Niehaus putting the exclamation point on a pretty good first half for the Cats in the regular season finale on KFJB-TV.
You've got goals. You need a plan. Don't waste time or money. At Marshalltown Community College, you get the power to choose. Transfer to a 4-year university or step straight into a career in healthcare or trades. Small classes, caring faculty, real-world experience. Marshalltown Community College. Your future starts now.
When you're craving something quick, tasty, and satisfying, think your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. From hot made-to-order favorites like burgers, chicken strips, and fries to the Dairy Queen classics you love, blizzards, cones, sundaes, and shakes. Be sure to check out the monthly featured treats and limited-time favorites, always giving you something new to try. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a sweet treat, just because. Your Marshalltown Dairy Queens has you covered. 2 convenient locations, South Center Street and North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown, where happy tastes good every day.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit visionsource-marshalltowneyecare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
Looking for a financial partner that puts you first? At Lennox Employees Credit Union, we're more than just a place to bank. We're part of your team. From low-interest loans and great savings rates to personalized service you can trust, we're here to help you reach your goals. Join the credit union that understands what matters most, because we're built by employees for employees. Stop by Lennox Employees Credit Union today at 1004 East Main in Marshalltown, or visit lennoxecu.com to get started. Lennox Employees Credit Union, where your success is our mission. Member NCUA.
The Halftime Report, powered by Scouting America. Adventure on.
At the break, the Marshalltown Bobcat boys leading 25-17. Leading scorer is Drake Gersma. He has 8 points. Kyle Smith, Damian Segovia with 5 apiece. Davion Boone is the leading scorer for the North Polar Bears here tonight with 8 points. D'Angelo Bush has 5. He got going right there before halftime. As the Roundhouse here tonight, a really cool moment as the Bobcats championship team back in, I believe it was 61. And one of the famous photos being given back to the high school here. Let's take a listen in for a moment.
For the year, Roger Lau led the Bobcats in scoring with an average of 17 points a game, followed by Dale Johnson with 14 points a game. These people that you're looking at put together this fine commemorative plaque that will hang in the Marshalltown Hall of Fame. The season record for the 1960 basketball team was 24 wins against 2 losses. The 1960 championship game was played at the University of Fieldhouse in Iowa City due to the fact that there was a bowling tournament being held at Veterans Memorial Auditorium. 2 brothers played on the 1956 and 60 Bobcat teams, Roger Lau in 1956 and Tim Lau in 1960. Each of the 12 Bobcat players were given a life-size cardboard cutout of themselves. Each player was given a mirror that had a team picture on it, and some of the businesses allowed for the purchase of the mirror. And that's what you're looking at out there with the gentleman holding it next to Tom Kerr. Don Nelson, a Bobcat junior, scored 15 of 15 field goals. They realize that's 15, that's 100% from the field, and 9 for 11 from the free throw line. Against Mason City for a total of 39 points. It stood as a record for many years. Don Nelson and Tim Lau were both Central Iowa Conference first team of the field for his shots during the season. He was also first team All-State that year as a junior and first team All-State as a senior. When Don Nelson was a senior, the team won 26 wins against 1 loss for back-to-back championships, which was the best win record in Bobcat history. If those people out there that are presenting this will turn around.
Well, a big round of applause. A really cool thing that will be in the Marshalltown Hall of Fame. When we come back, Dylan will be joined with girls basketball coach Brian Murphy as they won earlier tonight, 59-18. This is Bobcat basketball on KFJB-TV.
I didn't really have much growing up, but I did have a mom, and she gave me a strong foundation. She signed me up for Scouts. I quickly fell in love with the outdoors. Showed me how to take responsibility, how to work with other people, and how to become a leader. That made me a better athlete on the field. Scouting made me the man I am today.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by McGregor's Furniture and Mattress. Quality furniture for every room in your home. Sandvik Enterprises of Marshalltown. Let them deliver for you. Scooters of Marshalltown. Amazing people, amazing drinks. Members First Community Credit Union. Financially empowering Central Iowa. And Sports Plus. SportsPlusTherapy.com.
Welcome back in here with Coach Brian Murphy. Coach, 59-18, 27-2 at the end of one. Everything kind of went the way you wanted it to. From a coach's mindset, you were able to play a lot of rotation. How did you think tonight you guys executed?
Yeah, I mean, our goal tonight, we came in with ultimately was offensive rhythm, limiting turnovers, limiting offensive rebounds. We finished tonight with 14 assists on 22 made baskets. That's always a great sign. You know, we got a little sloppy at times in the second half, excuse me. But overall, I like the way we moved the ball and got pretty quality shots throughout the night.
Yeah, you look at that, and especially as you look at that deeper backcourt you've been able to have now with Kendall, Morgan, and then Kira and Mallory as well. What do you see being able to play 6 different guards? How important is that going to the postseason?
Yeah, it's very important. You know, we were talking earlier this week or maybe it was last week, where I think this might be the first game we've had the entire roster healthy since Waterloo East just after break. So getting everybody back on the floor, getting that rhythm to get us ready for Wednesday was really important. And any chance you can get to rotate more players through and get them experience is really important as well.
And then you look at maybe the silver lining of the poor second half against Lincoln is you guys don't have to get ready for Lincoln. You know they're going to be game. What's the big thing you're looking forward to Wednesday night?
I mean, the ultimate thing we got to make sure is we don't let our foot off the gas pedal. I mean, we relied on our press pretty heavily in that game. We pulled it back and then didn't keep up the intensity. So we know that we've got to keep up the intensity and take it to them the entire game to earn our way to the next round.
All right, again, that game is Wednesday night here on KFJB-TV. And when we come back, we will be close to the second half.
Eat at Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and support the Bobcats when you order the Bobcat Burger. 2 juicy quarter-pound beef patties stacked with crispy bacon, sautéed onions, and a mouth-watering blend of American, cheddar, Jack, and Swiss cheeses, all on a toasted bun with fresh shredded lettuce. And here's the best part. $1 from every Bobcat Burger sold goes to Marshalltown High School activities. Satisfy your burger craving and support the Bobcats at the same time. Only at Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
Dorothy. It's Seals, Chewall, Etha, along with Prather for North, and Addy. Nice move by Lars Schoenfelder. No good, and it's going to stay with the Cats. Yeah, for North again, that is Etha, Addy, Prather, Seals, and Andrew Chewall. It looks like both Boone and D'Angelo Bush's nights are done. Oliver Young's going to pop into this one. Lars Schoenfelder steps out of the game.
We apologize for our back-end issues on our coverage going down there, but Kyle Smith getting to 1,000 here tonight, 62-33. Cats all over North, and here was the play that sent it to 1,000, a reverse layup for Kyle Smith.
And he knew it.
And he
knew that was 1,000.
Big night for the senior as, of course, #1 in all-time Bobcat history in threes made, and also 5th now in scoring with 1,000 in his career for Kyle Smith.
Yeah, we haven't seen that move too much in his bag, but a great one.
And the reserves in now with a huge lead for the Bobcats. Tyler Dorothy, miss, putback is no good, and now a putback by Garrett Taty's going to send him to the free throw line. It was no good, but 2 free throws coming.
Tyler Dorothy needed to step out to the three-point line where he's hit a couple this year. Couldn't get that bunny to go, but Garrett Taty does a nice job getting on the backboard there, as it looks like we're going to get a Rickens sighting here.
Free throw no good by Taty, as Gavin Mishek will check out, as you mentioned that Bennett Ricken will check into this contest. And the second free throw by Taty is good. Makes it a 30-point game, 63-33. With that, we'll take a quick timeout. You're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Hey Bobcat Nation, this is Kyle Smith and you're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
Well, the 1,000-point man bringing us back from break. Bennett Ricken going inside, misses the shot, but he was fouled. And 2 free throws coming for the sophomore at 5:10 with 1:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. 30-point lead for the Bobcats. They'll go to 14-7. Polar Bears will drop to 6-14, and they've got Waukee tomorrow night to round out their season.
You can tell, mention that Coach C's son is on the sidelines. He injured his knee in the game against us, and he was a big part. He was the third head of that monster as Ricken knocks down the free throw.
Yeah, good moment there for the sophomore. Get his first varsity bucket. A 3 far side corner is put up by Tyrese Addy. No good. Bobcats with the rebound by Holmgren. 60 seconds to go. Taty right wing, high point the basketball. Has it knocked away. And loses it out of bounds into the Bobcat benches. Head coach Mike Apple will pick that one up. And it will be Polar Bear basketball with 53 seconds to go. Pull up in the paint is no good by Addy again. And the Bobcats with a rebound. Up court they go for Holmgren, but the pass a little bit high off of his back and out of bounds on the baseline. Back to the Polar Bears.
You can always tell, like, in a JV game, they make that play 9 out of 10 times, but sometimes on that varsity court, that nerves just kind of throws a little bit of that rhythm off.
64-33. About a 1 second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Runner in the paint, no good. W. Seals putting that one up. And North gets it back on the offensive rebound. It's off the top of the backboard, no good by Addy. And Ricken's going to bring it up court, gets it to Taty in the final seconds, will tick off.
I think I just want 70 too much.
64-33 is our final score. Bobcats dominate North the second time around. Hard to believe Cats lost 59-54 on the road, but they get them this time in big fashion. A 31-point win for the Cats here tonight. 64-33. Cats now 14-7 on the season, as Kyle Smith congratulated by some of the young students. 1,000 points in his career for Kyle Smith. A special night for him. Final regular season game, you do it on your home floor.
And you could tell how much he wanted it. You could see the extra aggressiveness in that third quarter, especially when one fell, and then he was starting to hunt shots. And it just has to be a huge, huge relief. One is you're not chasing it in postseason, but two, to be able to do it out in front of your hometown fans, people that have been supporting you for 3 years at the varsity level, seeing all that you can do, and then to be able to share that here in the Roundhouse. And it was awesome when Butch mentioned it was 1,000 points. The place just erupted. That was awesome.
Yeah, he even gave our very own Keith Stewart a little handshake right there. As Kyle Smith, 1,000 in his career. Here was the play to send him to the 1,000-point mark. He needed 23, and it got exactly that on the mark for 1,000 in his career. He needed
18 in the second half, and he took care of that pretty darn quick.
That is for sure. We head to the locker room report. Coming up next, this is your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown. With their extensive inventory, you're sure to make a winning selection when you shop McGregor's for your bedroom, living room, and dining room furnishings. McGregor's has the right play for every room in your home. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is proud to be your locally owned and operated furniture store since 1896 and very proud to support Bobcat Athletics again this season. McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, downtown Marshalltown, open 7 days a week.
When you're craving something quick, tasty, and satisfying, think your Marshalltown Dairy Queens. From hot made-to-order favorites like burgers, chicken strips, and fries to the Dairy Queen classics you love, blizzards, cones, sundaes, and shakes. Be sure to check out the monthly featured treats and limited-time favorites, always giving you something new to try. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or a sweet treat, just because, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens has you covered. 2 convenient locations, South Center Street and North 3rd Avenue in Marshalltown, where happy tastes good every day.
Looking for top-notch eye care close to home? Eye Care Associates, with offices in Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo, has proudly served Central Iowa since 1990. Their expert team provides eye exams for all ages, designer frames, contact lens fittings, and treatment for glaucoma, cataracts, and other eye conditions. With advanced technology, a welcoming staff, and convenient online booking, your next visit is easier than ever. Visit visionsource-marshalltowneyecare.com today. Eye Care Associates, your vision is their priority.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome back inside the Roundhouse on KFJB-TV. Big night for the Cats, 64-33. The final score as the Bobcats go to 14-7. Polar Bears drop to 6-14. Leading scorer tonight for the Marshalltown Bobcats, Kyle Smith, 23 points. 1,000 in his career here tonight. It's locked in the second half as he had 18 of those 23 in the second half here tonight. Drake Gersma with 13, 8 for Damian Segovia, and Jacob Hayes finishes with 13. The Bobcat senior with another good night here tonight. D'Angelo Bush had 17 to lead the way for the Polar Bears tonight, 8 for Tavion Boone, as D'Angelo Bush had 12 of his 17 in the second half. It was a little too late as the Bobcats get a 31-point victory as Kyle Smith Again, 1,000 points in his career. He is the number one man in Bobcat three-point shooting. And the Bobcats end the regular season with a 4-game winning streak as they'll enter postseason play coming up on Monday night when they will host Iowa City High. This is the Locker Room Report. You're watching KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Brown's Shoe Fit has a great selection of athletic footwear, including Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, Birkenstock, and Taos. Brown's Shoe Fit can find the right shoe for every occasion for both men and women, including dress shoes, casual shoes, work boots, and more. They carry multiple sizes and widths to ensure the best fit for you. Their expert-friendly staff will take the time to give you the service you deserve. Brown's Shoe Fit, downtown Marshalltown, with you every step of the way.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by Central State Bank, locations in Ames, State Center, and West Des Moines. Eye Care Associates of Marshalltown, Conrad, and Toledo. Hy-Vee of Marshalltown. It pays to perk with Hy-Vee Perks. And Legends American Grill, Marshalltown Steakhouse.
Back inside the Marshalltown Roundhouse, Brandon Lewis with you here tonight. We're waiting on Coach Apple for our post-game chat. Let's get a final scoreboard update of the night tonight, all brought to you by Central State Bank. Central State Bank, discover what they can do for you. Locations in Ames, State Center, and in West Des Moines. Well, final tonight, Grinnell is knocked off by Knoxville 60-45. Baxter tops East Buchanan 51-49. Nevada over Boone 57-41. And Janesville tops BCLUW 56-34. Earlham 63-33. They top Colonesco. Pleasantville over West Marshall tonight 65-38. Madrid tops Colfax Mingo 77-42. Don Bosco winner over Collins Maxwell 69-52. PCM 57-50. They beat South Hamilton here tonight. 64-33, the final score in our boys game here tonight. Let's send it down to the floor with Dylan Doze. He's standing by with head coach Mike Apple here on the Locker Room Report, all presented by Wells Fargo Advisors in Marshalltown.
Welcome in with Coach Apple, 64-33. Before we dig into the ins and outs of the game, we have the newest 1,000-point scorer. How exciting was it to see, from a coach's perspective, to see Kyle get his 1,000th point on a layup of all things?
A reverse layup, probably the first one in his career. It's awesome, obviously, you know, and proud of Kyle and just all the hard work he's put into this game. He loves it a lot. He's very passionate about it. You know, I haven't coached a guy like that. I mean, to that level. I mean, he loves to do it every single day, wants to continue to get better. I'm just really proud of him and all the hard work he's put in, and it's cool to get him, you know, get over that 1,000th point on the last home game of the regular season here.
And if you want to know about the character of the kid, before the game he had a thank you card for the KFJB-TV crew. So that tells you all you need to know about Kyle. But now getting into the game. This game was night and day difference than the game down at North. One, Drake Gersma got into foul trouble down there. D'Angelo Bush goes crazy. He ends up with 17 tonight. A guy who shoots as much as he can is skilled. He's going to score, but you want to make everything as difficult as possible. I thought Drake did a really nice job of making it difficult on him.
He did a really, really good job, yeah. I mean, there was one breakdown, I think, where he got an open three that second half. Drake was a little gassed at that point, too. He played the entire game, and, I mean, that was really a huge part of that game, obviously, is shutting him down and not letting him get anything easy. And he's a guy he's a volume guy. He's going to try and shoot it regardless, and that kind of took him out of what they were trying to do.
Yeah, and you look at that, once you got that locked down, and it really came out in that third quarter. That third quarter was when the dam kind of broke. And that all started with Jacob Hayes as Patterson came out of the game, and you guys made a shift in that second quarter when Patterson came out, and then when he went out early in that third quarter to really dominate in the paint. What did you see coming out of the half that you thought you could exploit?
Yeah, it started with just getting some simple baskets towards the rim. We saw the ball go through the hole, and then I think we hit 3 or 4 threes in a row there. And obviously that always helps. Got it going in transition. Found some guys that took some good looks, and that was big for us. Just taking what's there, getting it out in transition. They weren't getting back very well, and being able to score it that way.
And now came out today. You did not get the easiest of draws. You get Iowa City High to start out with the winner playing Cedar Falls, but you do get a home game. You get to play a team that we don't know much about. So what's your approach to get ready? You've got a week to get ready for this Iowa City High team.
Yeah, we've been really, really consistent with how we practice and how we prepare. And I just said we got to, continue that and step it up a notch here and just really focus on Iowa City and have a great game plan. And that takes all the guys we have on our squad. That's not just our top guys. It's every guy on the team, from the scout guys to everyone, being prepared each day and working our tails off for 4 days here and being prepared to play that first round game.
And then final regular season, 14-7, and to think last couple years where wins, you could feel it starting to come last year, but now to be at 14 wins, what does that mean for this team?
I told our guys before the game, let's have some pride with what we do here and finish on a high note and get that 14th win. I said we haven't had 14, not even 13 wins since 2008-2009 season. So, it's been a long time, so incredibly proud of our guys. And that's with a few we feel like we should have had. You could have easily had, 16, 17 wins. But, obviously you can't look at that. But, just incredibly proud of us. We want to keep it rolling as much as as long as we can here. It's an unbelievable group to coach. They're just such coachable kids, such great kids. They love to do it. It's just a joy to be around, so we want to keep it going as long as we can. All
righty. Kyle, can I get you in here one time? I want one final. We got that. Let's look at this. 1,000-point score. You could tell when that reverse layup, the prototypical Kyle Smith reverse layup off the block, your excitement level. How did it feel when you saw that ball go in?
Oh, man, it felt great. It felt great to, kind of join that club, but, I couldn't do it without my teammates or any of those people, so that's the main thing. I might have forced a few many shots in that second half, but found a way to get it and just more grateful for the win than anything, so.
All right, one of the things I did see right after you scored, there was a lot of junior high kids running up to you. There might be somebody, young Bobcat there, that might be the next one to get 1,000. What would you want to say to those kids as they're working in the offseason, getting ready to play high school ball?
Keep working. Keep believing in yourself. As a freshman, I've been called skinny a lot. So, I kept believing in myself, kept telling myself, every time I step up on the court, I'm going to be the best player. And that's my mindset every single game. And, if you put your mind to it and you have an undying passion, you're going to be able to do a lot of things.
Thank you very much, Kyle. Thank you very much, Coach Apple. Back to you, Brandon.
All right, thanks, Dylan. Again, Bobcats win it here tonight inside the Roundhouse, 64-33, and they get the win cam as well. This is the Locker Room Report. You're watching KFJB-TV.
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
You've got goals. You need a plan. Don't waste time or money. At Marshalltown Community College, you get the power to choose. Transfer to a 4-year university or step straight into a career in healthcare or trades. Small classes, caring faculty, real-world experience. Marshalltown Community College. Your future starts now.
Back inside the Marshalltown Roundhouse, Kyle Smith and his family celebrating this one, 1,000 points here tonight. And it's now time for our KFJB-TV Athlete of the Week, all presented by Opa Grill of Marshalltown. Greek and traditional favorites, all you have to say is Opa, and Adlin Engraving in screen print in Marshalltown. Tomorrow we will name our Athletes of the Week here on KFJB-TV, so be on the lookout on our social media channels. As, of course, Opa Grill kicks in a $25 gift certificate to Opa Grill and a custom Athlete of the Week T-shirt and tumbler from Adlin Engraving and Screen Print Company. This is the Locker Room Report. You're watching KFJB-TV.
At Opa Grill in Marshalltown, every meal is a reason to celebrate. Opa means celebrate, and that's exactly what you'll do with every bite. From Greek gyros and lasagna to Italian pastas, juicy burgers, hand-breaded tenderloins, and vegetarian options. There's something for everyone. Enjoy homemade soups, fresh salads, and tremendous desserts you won't forget. Opa Grill, where flavors come together and celebrations begin. Open 11 to 8 Monday through Friday and 11 to 3 Saturday. Opa Grill, come celebrate great food.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East Southridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, powered by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Transportation for today's game on KFJB-TV, provided by Carl Auto Group in Marshalltown. Carl, here's your dealer for life. Well, our busy week continues. Coming up on Wednesday, it is girls basketball, 5A postseason play. Marshalltown hosts Lincoln, 6:45 pregame, tip-off at 7 o'clock. And then on Thursday night, Bobcat Live from Wayward Social. It's our final winter edition. If the Bobcat ladies win on Wednesday, they'll play at Dowling Catholic coming up on Saturday. We'd also have coverage of that one as well. And then obviously next Monday, we'll have postseason coverage of boys basketball at home against Iowa City High. So it's a fun time of year, and if the Bobcat boys can keep playing like they did here tonight on a 4-game winning streak, going to give a lot of tough challenge to Iowa City High, and if they win that one, they take on number 1 ranked Cedar Falls.
Well, what you have to do to win in the postseason is play stellar defense and be able to shoot the basketball. Tonight they did both of those things. We talked with Coach Apple about just the intensity in which Drake played defense tonight, and really a team defense, but then knocking down threes in the second half. If you can defend and knock down threes, you're going to be in or win every game.
Same could be said about the ladies, and they've started to finally knock down those shots. We know their defense has been good all year. They win it tonight 59-18.
Yeah, it's nice to see Halstead hit another three tonight, but the biggest one, and I know I talk a lot about this, but Morgan Hildebrandt had multiple threes tonight. Her shot looked really good. She seemed to be more confident in shooting it as well. And then Georgia Jansen, Kinsley Bowie have been shooting it better as the season's come out. So those are some things to be positive about. And, when you have Frankie Long inside, when you have Millie Heitman, when you have Amara Johnson, there's a lot to like.
Yeah, and you keep them all out of foul trouble, and you feel much better about
like
things
that more.
As well. We'll wrap up the Locker Room Report when we come back on KFJB-TV.
Good call tonight, man. You too? You think what I'm thinking? Let's go to Legends for a Bobcat Burger.
Hi, guys. What are we hungry for today?
I think we're going to do 2 Bobcat Burgers. Whether it's pregame or postgame.
Or during the game, it's Legends American Grill in Marshalltown.
At Lennox Employees Credit Union, you're more than a member, you're family. Since 1948, we've been helping members and their families save more, borrow smarter, and reach their financial goals. Whether it's a low-rate auto loan, a mortgage that feels manageable, or simply a savings account that grows with you, we're here to make banking simple and stress-free. Discover the credit union difference today. Visit Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main in Marshalltown, where people helping people is more than a motto, it's who we are. Learn more at lennoxecu.com. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
From preschool to graduation day, Marshalltown Community School District prepares students for success in a global world. Embrace the lead with curriculum that prepares students for tomorrow's challenges, giving your child unmatched college and career advantages. Embrace the lead by developing talents beyond the classroom through extracurricular opportunities and by focusing on student well-being and whole child development. Create a global learning community right here in Marshalltown. Learn more at marshalltown.k12.ia.us.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is powered by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com, Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, AdlandEngraving.com, Assured Partners, power through partnership, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, and Brown Shoe Fit, with you every step.
Back inside the Marshalltown Roundhouse one final time. 23 points for Kyle Smith tonight as he goes to 1,000 in his career. As the Bobcat boys win at 64-33. Girls win tonight 59-18. Thanks so much to our KFJB-TV crew here tonight. And it's at home inside the Roundhouse, back in the radio studios, Jeff Brooks, Elijah Bond, Keith Stewart on our camera coverage, Zach Tomas, our on-site producer. For Dylan Doze, I'm Brandon Lewis. You've been watching Marshalltown Bobcat basketball right here on KFJB-TV.
Today's game on KFJB-TV is sponsored by First Rate Real Estate, Adland Engraving and Screen Print Company, Assured Partners, Brown's Shoe Fit, Central State Bank, your Marshalltown Dairy Queens, Eye Care Associates, Hy-Vee Marshalltown, Legends American Grill, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, Marshalltown School District, McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, Sandvik Enterprises, Scooters, Marshalltown, Sports Plus, State Farm, Tyler Pashong Agency, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors, Members First Community Credit Union, Van Wyck Wood Builders,